Alright, I've returned. Any questions from the chat for me? Or for the players, if they haven't already answered all of your questions?
They've mostly been asking about torpor.
Ah, okay.
Like how long a vampire can remain in torpor, what does torpor actually do, etc., etc. I don't know if everyone's back. I think Sean is because he's talking to the chat.
Yeah, I'm here.
It's fine. For the purposes of, uh, of Aaron's character, he is going to be in torpor for an entire month. After that month, he can start spending blood points and make awakening rolls for his character to wake up. He won't be losing his blood pool while he's in torpor, so, he'll have, 2 chances. Unless you guys actually give him blood while he's paralyzed like that, which Marcus might, 27 days from now, once he's calmed down a bit.
Byron might just get a blood bond or two going. True dick move, but Byron's kind of a dick.
No, the biggest dick move would be to feed him more blood. That way he's tight. That means he's tier 3. That means he's my unconditional love slave or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But I don't know if Byron would go with 3.
At this
point, getting him a couple to each of us would seem actually very reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, just to keep him in line, because that may have been the difference. Luckily, you saved the day, but...
Well, you say keep him in line. Keep in mind that he did something that any of your characters could have done as a vampire, just so happened that he lost control of himself, which, while it tends to be embarrassing in Camarilla society, you can all feel by the inhumane monstrosities living within you that it could have happened to any one of you.
True.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't have been as dangerous had Joseph gone in, frenzy. It wouldn't have.
It's true. He doesn't have celerity, and he doesn't have...
He can't spend 3 blood points per turn like David can.
That too. I had a lot of blood going in. I could spend it very quickly. I have disciplines that help directly with combat, and I'm combat trained. The next most dangerous person's Marcus.
So yeah, your character is going to be out by the torpor rules, do the Humanity 6 for an entire month, and then after that you can start spending blood points and have awakening rolls to see whether he wakes up.
But I'm staked for the time being anyway.
Right. So, eventually you could wake up and then find yourself paralyzed.
Oh god.
I don't know if the break's over just yet, but it might be here in a second.
We can go ahead and continue, but I want an idea of what Byron and Joseph are going to be doing now.
Just one thing I want to know is I don't think in this rule set damage rolls up.
No, I don't think so either.
I was looking for that.
It's either an extreme amount of damage, which can be ruled to have caused final death, or any point of aggravated damage once you're in cap will kill you, put you in a final death.
Which reminds me I need to fix that because I rolled up one of those points of lethal. There we go.
After David wakes up, David has a lot more other penalties that his character needs to concern himself right now, like not being conscious.
Oh, I know.
I was answering Cobrag's question.
Oh, okay.
And the fact he might be sitting out an entire session, or 2, or 3.
Or more.
Well, that's up to you all, and how much time do you want to have pass between sessions. If you want to make him sit out for like 3 or 4 sessions, it's your call.
I mean, Marcus doesn't have anything majorly planned. unless something happens with the party tomorrow. But until then, he's basically going, what's everyone else doing? Okay, I'll come along.
Alright, so Byron, Joseph, Marcus has just stormed out, most likely to go hunt, because he's very hungry. What are your two characters doing?
Backing up the CD repeatedly.
That's a good idea. Is there another computer? I think we should back up and look at the videos.
Yeah, there
Do
certainly
either
is.
of you have points in computer?
I have a point.
Well, there you go then.
I don't know that you need computer just to turn one on and look at a disk. It's
Would
more
you
like-
like to explain to me what your parents or grandparents think of how computers work?
Yeah,
Would your
yeah,
grandparent be able to back up a CD?
Well, my grandmother is 95 years old and in the early stages of dementia, so probably not. But my parents definitely could easily.
But someone who's straight up computer illiterate.
Right. Like,
Which is
if
why
you were
that's
just
what computers is.
it'd be like the first time I tried to explain to someone how a computer works. They don't know.
I don't think that's what it is. I think computer skill is more of like programming and general doing tricky stuff. Backing up a CD is...
Backing up a CD is tricky stuff in the 90s, based on what
This
the average cultural knowledge of computer is.
Yeah, that is true. On top of that, this is a long time ago, but this was before computers are even as ubiquitous as they are now.
They're pretty ubiquitous in '98, to be honest. I mean, all my
Stop
friends
arguing
have
it. No. The whole party agrees that you're not right on this one, Crimson.
All right, I disagree with that, but it's all right.
Anyways, I've got a point in it, so I can back it up. I want to back it up at least once on Evelyn's computer, and then I probably want to just lift a computer out, back it up on it, and then
Okay.
just...
Are you
take
all
the
going to
whole
take a look at the
computer.
second video file?
Yeah, after I've backed it up.
Okay. Take some time to do that. We'll go ahead and say, focus on Marcus here. How do you wish to go about the process of hunting? Describe what your character is going to be doing in order to achieve that precious VtM.
Well, since I am addicted to alcohol, that means I'm looking for drunk people. The drunker the better, probably, in this case.
Right, so how are you going about doing that?
Well, what time is it? Because, I mean, we all got there around 9 o'clock, and that entire thing probably took maybe 30 minutes.
Right, you're looking at about 10:10 by the time that you've set out shirtless from the Evelyn O'Malley's real estate.
I guess I'm going to go into some bars and try to woo as many chicks as possible.
It's certainly Friday night, and you can definitely do that. If you're going to be going about that route, then I do believe we'll have some seduction play here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to, roleplay this out. It's just a way to, basically make the rolls more complicated, so you don't just roll 1d10 and then botch that. It was something that Aaron got to experience, and something that I resolved upon, as I figured that would be more fair for your characters. Process
Makes
of hunting
sense to me.
We'll go ahead and say appearance plus subterfuge, a lusty tryst. A difficulty will be, since you're looking for, it's Friday night, difficulty of 2.
Nope. Well, for one success.
I give you fucking difficulty of 2 and you nearly fail. God damn it. Alright,
He probably has some red stuff on his face.
Right. Go ahead and, how many blood points? Well, actually, no. We don't get to determine that, because you are hungry.
And at this
And-
point, I'm just going to roll it. I'm not going to spend more willpower. So
Great
it's
idea.
So it's self-control, right?
Self-control, difficulty, I'll say due to the fact that your blood is pumping, and the fact that you nearly ran out of blood yourself, difficulty 7. You succeed.
I'm going to take 2 from her and basically move on down the line with another woman.
Okay.
Move on down the line.
Alright, right. Focusing on Byron and Joseph there. That second video file turns out it's corrupt. Doesn't play.
Lovely. Does the first one still play?
Yep.
Okay, then I want to skip through to the end so that we can see if there was anything left on the rest of that video that we didn't catch.
No. It's just a comprehensive backstory of David's life, of his service in law enforcement, his aspirations basically to become a district attorney, all the training that he'd done, basically, all the times that he progressed through life, he'd filed in resumes and, gave information about himself, and, his fingerprints are obviously going to be on record since he was in law enforcement. Details about his wife and son who are still alive, and they both live within New York City still. It's more information than you've ever gotten from this enigma known as David Green. It's not like a comprehensive list. It's just it's like the camera with this leathery scarred hand is panning over things, most likely to just prove a point. But as you squint at the screen, you can catch details of things. It's certainly more than what he's told you.
So, from the video, can we determine who seems to be involved in this investigation? Who?
Absolutely not. All you've got, staring at the screen, the only details that end up being revealed of who stays controlling the camera is just that leathery scarred hand.
Well, Byron's disgusted. You just say, well, now what?
Well, we can take this to some kind of computer expert and see if we can get whatever that corrupted file is fixed or whatever. Other than that, go over it frame by frame at some later date. I don't particularly feel up for it right now, I don't think. And well, I guess now is as good a time as any.
Yeah, what about the sheaf of papers that David had? Are those anywhere about, or did he destroy them? I can't remember exactly what he said.
Those are in the basement. Go ahead and make a Perception plus Investigation difficulty 9 for me. If you don't have Investigation, we'll just go ahead and say that I'm not going to penalize you. It's a straight up Perception roll. Difficulty 9.
Can I go ahead and make that?
You may also do so, yes. In that case, both of you then, with one success there, you're both able to determine that what was most likely a comprehensive set of information from Mikhail Vargas has been completely whittled down, thoroughly trashed, smeared with blood, and just as David was just leaking it out in his sheer rage. There's not a whole lot of the comprehensive employee records left. You don't have much of anything. Basically, a favor from an ally wasted.
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a dick thing to do, but we can ask Vargas for a second copy of that.
You can certainly try to do so, yes.
Yeah, that'll get us. That'll be the best. That's the best thing I can think of to get set on the right track.
So and when he asks where David is. All right. Well, what time of night is it? Like around 10 or 11 or something like that? I think you mentioned it before. I didn't hear.
By the time Marcus left, it was 10:10. He spent an hour hunting. You're looking at about 11 p.m.
I guess Byron will suggest that we start cleaning up a little bit, move the body in the corner, wait for Marcus to get back, but try to clean up as much as possible.
You all can certainly do that. The basement, like, there are so many things. It's completely unserviceable. Like, there are cracks in the walls and in the floor, where in the sheer rage, David, with his supernatural strength, just put serious holes and dents with his fists and legs, trying to vent everything before he came bolting up at you all. Then,
Which is part of the reason that all that blood is everywhere, I'm sure.
yes.
It might be best to get Evelyn to get the place shut for the day and get a proper cleaning crew in for the upstairs and just bolt the downstairs.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like, what sort of proper cleaning crew you want to let into the basement?
Yes, we'll leave his body there too.
Yeah, well, I just figure if we could clean up most of the mess, we can at least get someone, a contractor, to look at, see if there's any foundational damage or what can be done about it. Or we can forget about it.
This is pretty much going to take I mean, if you guys want to go through this and clean it up properly, it's going to take you the entire night, basically. Because you have a lot of individual shards, like remove of all of the wood that was splintered, all the papers, the metal that he bent and wrecked, the racks that are downstairs in the basement, and of course, you know, the blood and the shattered ruins and remnants of, you know, he fucking threw a desk. It kind of left a dent in the wall. That's what happens when someone throws an entire desk and it hits the wall.
I mean, I was 2 points into superhuman strength at that point.
This sounds like a job for
Luckily, tomorrow's Saturday, so we won't have to close the office.
This sounds like a job, Caners.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to call up Evelyn on her day off. I'm sure she'll be super psyched about it. And I guess you've got Rain and Craig, and maybe they can help with it.
I mean, it will be noted that, you know, we're now into like a, let's see, it's still a Friday night, but you will be in a Saturday morning, and Evelyn does work on the Saturdays, but no one else would be coming into the office over the weekend.
Okay, then this shouldn't actually hinder our company any at all. The upstairs didn't get much damage, and I don't think that, well, maybe
The
records or
records
something.
down below might be a big issue. I mean, a lot of those are probably deeds to buildings.
It's possible that the business may suffer as a response of what has transpired here.
Actually, honestly, the deeds are probably kept in a safety deposit box or something.
Yeah, they wouldn't just because of the basement. Oh shit! Things are happening there at Aaron's house!
Thus, little alarm I set up to make sure I feed my dog.
Okay. Fuck! Panic!
This place is on fire. He ignore it.
Alright, so,
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
he doesn't have to suffer from rot Shrek. Fuck it!
You know, most records I would think would be also stored off premises somewhere. So.
It was worth noting that, again, we are in the late 90s, and, well, there may have very well been a safe or safety deposit box down there, too. And, you know, it kind of, doesn't exist in a serviceable fashion anymore.
Yeah,
well, I mean, if we don't have...
Yeah.
If we don't have duplicates of...
Right. It won't cause any, you know, like, severe harm, like the business won't be able to function, but it may cause a resulting loss of a resource drop. Depends on the situation.
Right. I just mean most financial institutions had a, even in the late 90s, had an office.
Right. There are backups and everything. Like I said, it's not going to be, but it's just it's a minor setback.
Makes sense.
Perhaps if you knew how to use a computer, it wouldn't be such a minor setback.
Yeah, I looked at what it said here. That is so ridiculous. The level 1 for that is basic crap.
I mean, we're partly basing that off of, you know, what the book says in that regard. So, you know, I know it's tongue in cheek the entire time, but if the book says you can't even attempt any sort of knowledge roll without a point of something in that knowledge, so there you go.
Fair enough.
I have a question.
Yeah, so caller...
Would the fact that my teacher of potence is now in torpor affect anything?
You're okay. He gave you enough rudimentaries, especially with you being able to put them into great practice here. You could take a dot at it, sure.
Well, so what's going on now?
I just wanted to make sure what Joseph and Byron were going to be spending their time doing before I focus back on your character. Because it takes so long for you to hunt. What's Joseph and Byron going to be doing with their night?
Getting the retainers in here.
Okay.
You can get yours. I'll wait for Evelyn to come in early in the morning. I might call her early up on Saturday to get her in a little earlier. But I want to keep as much of a business as usual facade if I can.
Well, the thing with that is I'd rather the place be cleaned up, at least the upstairs be cleaned up. I guess there's nothing so
Yeah. The second floor is perfectly fine. First floor, there's going to be blood, and the fact that, David with 6 strength plus, potence threw a desk into the wall. So there's some shattered about, as Marcus and David leapt over desks, things have been knocked over and scattered. And of course blood by the basement door, and a lot of signs of struggle, scuff marks on the floors, those types of things. But it's not compared to what's in the basement.
Right. Well, I will call up Evelyn then, and since she knows where everything is, we probably need her here to know what's worth saving, what can be saved, and that type of stuff.
Okay. Marcus, go ahead and, if you're still hunting, go ahead and give me one of those lusty, tristful hunting rolls.
I think I succeed in every single one.
You did. You are still hungry, however. Go ahead and give me another self-control roll.
Difficulty 8.
You succeed. You're fine. There's difficulty of a 6 now that you calmed down a bit. That's fine. 2 blood points.
Yep, and continuing the process.
I believe you're no longer hungry. We'll go ahead and have you do another hunting. Fuck it. Considering the fact it's going to be a difficulty of 2 for you now, just go ahead and just right now give me 3 more of those sets of 5 dice rolls, and if you botch, we'll go from there. That's a success. And yeah, you're good. Go ahead and put your blood points back up to 10. What the hell? We'll go for it. Joseph, Byron, eventually eventually Joseph's ghouls arrive. You wanted both of them? Both Rain and Craig?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have tokens for them. I do have a token for Evelyn, though. She's on the map. She is very confused and distraught at seeing exactly what happened with the office. Of course, Rain and Craig are yours to command and do however you wish, Joseph. They're here, and obviously they can see the signs of combat and struggle, but you look all right. Evelyn, though, she's a bit more upset at you, Byron. Like, what happened here? How do you want to explain this to her?
Well, I'm assuming she's going to see the body in the corner, right, with the stake in it.
Right, sure. But, she doesn't know a whole lot about this vampire thing. You've kind of not told her a lot. She knows that she drinks your blood like once a month. But you're not exactly the best person to explain the Masquerade to someone anyway.
No, I'm just going to say we had a disagreement. It got physical, really physical. It's contained now, but yeah. We need you here to direct folks. He's going to ask Joseph if he wouldn't mind letting Evelyn direct people.
That's fine. I was going to say the same exact thing myself.
Okay, Evelyn's pretty wide-eyed, and she's staring at the entirety of the basement with shock, and she's very much speechless. But eventually, with a sigh, she'll get to the process of trying to sift through the whole mess that was left here, and try to piece things back together. What would your two characters like to do? Marcus is busy, of course, several hours of hunting, and it's maybe like midnight now. Now that everyone's gathered here, and the restoration effort has begun.
Well, I ask Brian. Well, I probably want to get in to get in contact with Vargas. Need to agree with Byron on what to tell him. My first instinct is to say that something happened to not Byron. Something happened to David and he got injured or something, and that we believe that whatever he was investigating is connected to it.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, it's going to be really hard. Even an injured person, we're going to say he's in a coma because he's going to be out for, at least a month, right?
Yes. It is worth noting that obviously Mikhail Vargas is David's ally that he brought into the coterie. So he obviously knows of David's condition, even if he doesn't exactly know a whole lot about the whole vampire sort of thing.
Well, then be more direct. Someone hurt David. I don't need to say who. And we believe that it's well, we know for sure, but we can leave it as we believe that it's connected to with what he was investigating. And if you could send any packages you recently sent him, we know that you sent him one, but we didn't get a chance to get a look at it, and we don't know where it is. The last bit's the only part that's actually a lie.
Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of who would we even trust to try to decrypt or uncorruptify that CD?
Someone who we can kill afterwards.
Man, you and the killing.
No, no one. I don't think we have any contacts or any allies or anyone at all that we related to that has any real skill with computer, as far as we know, at least.
Right.
Well, it's not exactly been a field of information where you've pulled, over a Ken Reese or Bridget Starr or, matched the gunrunner and said, hey, you know how to decrypt shit? That's totally why we know you, right? Can you uncorrupt this video file and embed it onto a CD?
Out of anyone, I would guess Match would be the most likely to be able to put us in contact with, I think, but that's a very long shot at the best.
Yeah, but this information, we don't even know what's on it. We know one of them really makes one of our coterie look bad. Now, what's the other one going to say? I mean, we might have to kill that person later. And Byron's not really behind just killing people when he's done with them. Not yet. His humanity's too high.
That's right. He hasn't suffered an egregious, terrible thing happening to him.
Well, for the time being, it's either sit on it or who do we want to start asking first?
The only thing Byron can come up with is since there's it's a long shot, but since there's that costume party that Marcus is invited to, maybe Valentine will be at that, probably not. Just to let you know, neither Valentine nor Lorenzo were at the Metal Man the entire time Byron was there. He never
You didn't
saw
even
it.
explain. You get a chance to talk to him about that in character.
No, no. I mean, that's going to come up, I guess, while we're cleaning this place up. He can fill them in. But, yeah, I guess we just, since we made a copy, just make a copy for each of us, and we each take it and sit on it, because, I mean, until we know more information.
Jordan, what did Marcus want to do after he had sated his bloodthirst? Did he actually want to go back to O'Malley Real Estate and, you know, try to resolve what had happened, join the rest of the coterie in this?
What time is it after I've done feeding?
I'll say that you weren't required to make hunting so fast if you were at a nightclub sort of thing. You're looking at half past midnight.
Well, I'm also probably really drunk.
Yes, that is a thing, since you only had alcoholic blood, so it'd take you some time to... or you can always go back, because, you know, this is a big deal and something you want to be concerned about. We'll say
think
that you've with all that rapid feasting, you've definitely lost 4 dice in what is it, dexterity and perception?
Dexterity and intelligence.
There we go. Yeah, you've lost 4 dice each in dexterity and intelligence.
He's
Oh my
drunk
gosh,
as
is Byron
fuck.
smarter than somebody?
I think he's going to go back either way.
Alright. In that case, eventually while you two are talking and resolving things and beginning the process and planning of what you two wish to discuss, a Marcus who looks a little bit unsteady on his feet, but much better. Perhaps a bit of a color into his cheeks comes stumbling through the door, and feel free to roleplay your characters now.
You're drunk. Go home.
Fuck you. I need to be here for when this thing goes down. Why is the room spinning?
Yeah, Byron's going to say, don't worry about it. If you want to stay here, just sit in the corner. We're cleaning stuff up. So, yeah.
He's a fucking vampire, and you're like, say, go sit in the corner.
Damn.
Marcus, how do you respond to this?
No, fuck you.
He's in timeout.
All right, Byron's going to say,
Not
well,
gonna say.
what do you want to do?
I don't know. But I don't want to sit in the corner.
All right, well, go down to the basement, if you would please, Mr. Drunk Vampire, sir, and help clean up some of the crap down there. I mean, that's what we're doing up here, essentially.
You gotta
Marcus
take that
will-
shit from Byron.
Byron? Just because I like you, I'll do it tonight. Any other night, no.
Thank you.
And now we've got to put his body somewhere else.
That's right. You've left the torpored, paralyzed, staked David right down there in the basement. I'm sure they can totally clean up the basement while he's there.
Well, I was expecting the retainers to be able to do it, but the drunk vampire is a whole other story.
You
Right.
Right, so I suppose it's a question. What do you want to do with David?
Yeah, we gotta move him somewhere safe, and I don't know what we. Any ideas of where we can take him? I mean, we could leave him here. I mean, just move him around as we clean it up. But we're gonna have people in and out of here if we want to fix the place up. And you know, if ever there's a police report we need to make, not saying we need to, but here's probably not a good place to keep him.
I'd say his body needs to be at one of our havens then. There's really no other choice. And that means almost certainly mine.
Right. I'm going to suggest, I mean, you did build a second safe room, right? panic or
No,
whatever.
I haven't gotten a chance to yet. Although over the next month, if we sit it out waiting for him to, wake up, that would be a good time to get one built.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, just stepping ahead a little moment, Byron has nothing against taking a month off. He will want to get the business back on his feet, and he'd like to get a little bit more money in his pocket, which won't happen until 2 weeks from now anyway. So,
It all depends on how the investigation goes for Joseph.
It's worth noting
But
that David won't be able to take his share of the real estate profits. He's a bit preoccupied at the moment.
I think that'll be used to rebuild the business if it can be.
Yeah, all of that money will then be spent to try to do repairs. What happened here?
So I'll get Craig to help me or load up his body, or one of the vampires that actually has Byron, to wrap up his body in a rug or something and drop him in the trunk and drive him back and unload him.
Okay. Are you going to be going on the trip back to your church as well, or did you want to stay with the rest of the group and continue to talk through things?
I'd rather stay at the rest of with the rest of the at the. I'd rather stay at the offices because I don't trust a drunk vampire to be wandering around things with just our retainers.
Okay. Craig then does as you've ordered, and loads up David's paralyzed body and heads back to Flushing.
If there's nothing else, I suppose we can fast forward until the morning when we all go home.
Actually, before we do that, I do want to call up Vargas and leave that message. I want to put that out there as soon as possible.
Okay. You do have a number from him, although he was David's primary contact. In the worst case, you could just always check David's cell phone, although he's kind of gone now, so...
Well, I mean, as a group contact, we probably all...
Yeah, like I said, you all do it, but David might have, like, the private, super special, midnight hotline. All right, you leave a message. What would you like to say to Mikhail Vargas that he'll be listening to whenever he checks the message?
Give me a moment to think about it.
All right, while you're thinking about it, I'll just note that before morning rolls around, Byron is going to fill the other two in on what happened during his downtime. I can explain that after Joseph is done talking on the phone, of course.
And of course, Marcus's drunkenness doesn't last forever. He gets a one die back to his perception and intelligence every hour that passes. So eventually he'll be good to go. 4 hours and the alcohol will be gone.
It's like 4 a.m. Like, what?
Yeah, yeah. Why am I here?
Why am I here? You guys haven't moved the body yet? God damn it.
Where's my shirt?
Okay, what I would tell him is that our friend David was injured, and we've managed to lose the paperwork that you sent him, and we'd like to talk about it further. In person. Or over... no, I'll just leave it in person.
All right. You leave that message then.
All right, and so I guess I'll wait till, at least a couple hours till Marcus is sober enough to retain information, and I'll give them quick and dirty of what happened during my downtime.
All right, so do that.
Right. So I'll say, okay, I spent the last 3 or 4 days at the Middleman trying to find more information on Carter Vanderweyden and on Valentine and on, Helene. but I didn't find any
Yes,
information
Helen
on
Panhard.
Helen Panhard. Is that her name?
Yep, Helene Panhard.
Right. I found out on Carter Vanderweyden that he his state and federal law knowledge is amazing. I mean, it's just unsurpassed almost. He does a lot of pro bono work and is a consultant on a lot of injustice type cases, you know, where the little guy gets hit. So he seems like an up and up guy, at least from the mortals. I didn't talk to any kindred. Also, I mean, as far as Valentine goes, the rumors seem to be true. He does have a lot of pull among kindred and kind. However, his influence does not seem to leave the city. I mean, once, like, if you were to go to Washington, D.C., vampires there would say, who the F is Valentine? Or they may have heard vague rumors about him, but he has no influence outside New York, really. But he's definitely a player inside New York. The upside to this is, yeah, if we actually had to kill off Valentine, it would upset the city, but nobody else. That's what Byron took from that.
Just the city where all of you live.
Right. He's not advocating it. He's just saying at least, you know, people, you're not going to piss everyone off, just everyone where you live. Let's see. The last thing is just middleman visit details, which was while he was there, he noticed that there seemed to be a lot more guards. I mean, new faces. It's a lot more active than he remembered it from before. The operation seemed a lot more extensive on Lorenzo's end. Lorenzo, he did question people about Lorenzo, and the employees were fairly vague. They just said Lorenzo is away on business, you know, hand quotes. Then the biggest piece of information is that on that bar floor, which is where Byron was 90% of the time, there are a lot of rooms, like small conversation rooms that studded the outside. And these are all safe rooms. They're maintained to not be tapped or no listening devices and very soundproofed. There are things that go on back there that Byron could not afford. Things that involved, you know, multiple women, maybe a donkey or two. I don't know what they do behind closed doors, none of his business, but definitely a lot of very wealthy and perhaps eccentric people were in that place. And that is pretty much the extent of it. If I forgot anything, then I apologize, but I lost that whole conversation off my Skype. So these are the notes I took.
Did I just hear Byron make a donkey show joke?
No,
Yes,
you're in
you
torpor.
Hey man, he was a frat boy in college. They do some things. It's cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, sure, it's cool, guy.
And you thought me killing someone was a bad thing.
Entirely worse than a donkey show. Yes.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it kinda is. And a donkey show's pretty bad, too.
If it was some random off the street killing him, then yeah, maybe worse than Donkey Show. But just considering the circumstances, nah, Donkey Show was worse idea.
Yeah, no, clearly vampires are, you know, held to a looser standard. Because, you know, all that power means that they're not as justifiable. Or accountable, rather.
Anyways,
So yeah, Byron was going to suggest, and I didn't think this had a high chance of success. He was going to suggest to David that they get listening devices. Maybe Marcus, while he was there, could scope out people going to those private rooms, and he could somehow plant a device, which would have been dangerous for him. So if Marcus didn't want to, no big deal. But David's kind of indisposed, so nix that idea. And yeah, by the way, Byron is broke and he's seen enough of that place. He will not be attempting to go with you to the middleman. Whether that would have worked or not is irrelevant now. He's just, he's done with it.
So yeah, I'm just waiting on a chance to talk to Vargas. I don't think I have anything else that's worth noting.
Oh, we'll say that the other thing that, just so there's no confusion, Byron still doesn't know for sure if Valentine has his sights set on the princedom. He assumes so, but of course he was not able to find that out from anybody. Just that he could if he wanted to.
After Marcus comes to from his drunken stupor, I don't know what he's going to do for a while. Probably go back to his haven and prepare for the party tomorrow night.
Yep, Byron will probably do the same, and tomorrow he'll, I don't know, he'll do the same thing he'll do for the next month, just try to get the business back on his feet and that type of stuff until something else comes up.
Alright. Are your three player characters, judging by this incredible amount of silence, done speaking and interacting with one another? I mean, a lot of things have just happened to you today, and there's a lot of things that have been happening with you all over the past few weeks. This was pretty much, I'm giving you the guys the time to, actually interact with each other in character, since you all don't necessarily do that through Skype chats or anything.
Yeah, one other thought just occurred to me is we might want to get in touch with Carter Vanderweyden and let him know that David's indisposed. So whatever conversation he had with him is not going to come to fruition anytime this month. Byron would be happy to do that, and I don't know if he would get in touch with him, but he would leave a message if that same woman answers, and just leave a message with Carter saying that David's been indisposed. Will be indisposed for the next month. Won't be able to work on whatever you talked about or follow up on. If you need any more information, call back to the realty business. I'm sure he knows where it is.
Well, I mean, once Marcus has a decent level of faculties under his control, he'll probably walk up to the other two and says, "What are we going to do about David?"
I'm keeping him at my haven until for a while at least until we can figure out something better. Unless you guys happen to know where his haven is, but I'm kind of doubtful of that. On a side, none of us figured out what happened with, what was, neither of you two ran across something by some miracle about what was up with the guys following us?
Nothing. I mean, if Byron had found anyone to talk to about it, he would have mentioned it, but, you know.
Well, then I'm going to say that I think we should call the matchmaker and get some heavy weapons in case everything goes to hell like I think it's probably going to.
Yeah, I didn't
Because
learn anything
everything's
in
been going...
I didn't learn anything in my time.
Because everything's been going on one thing right after the other. So it's best to be prepared so that we can, you know, at least shoot at our inevitable doom.
It's funny that you mentioned things possibly going to hell. You all don't need to make perception plus alertness checks to hear this. From outside, you hear the screech of a car coming to a sudden, abrupt stop.
Byron
I
says,
immediately,
oh, go ahead.
I immediately obfuscate and grab my gun out.
Okay. How would you all like to react to this? We know you feel free to position yourselves accordingly. What do you want to do?
Well, first things first, Marcus is going to curse and he's going to go, not again.
By this point,
Yeah.
enough time has passed. You're looking at around 4-ish in the morning. Marcus is no longer suffering from the effects of any intoxication.
Right. Byron's going to say, oh, this night gets better and better. And he's going to move closer to the door and see if he can stop anything coming in or whatever. Big joke.
See, we'll
The door's
say
up
that
there.
the door, I'll go ahead and make some objects for this. No, goddammit, it's the fucking staircase, Grimith. That's the doorway. There are big windows in this doorway. In the doors.
Marcus is going to recommend it's better to wait behind the desks because you can cross the distance it takes anyone to get here.
Byron says, good idea.
Alright, some time passes. Footsteps are quickly and rapidly approaching the door.
As soon as we get into position, I want to make sure that our retainers are all downstairs or
They're
upstairs.
certainly downstairs, completely unaware of whatever is happening up there. Rain and Evelyn.
This is not the cops. If it was the cops, they would have came
With
5
sirens.
hours ago.
Right. Can Byron see anything outside the windows? I mean, it's well lit inside and dark outside, so I'm assuming he sees his pretty face.
Yeah. You do see shadows approaching. Go ahead and make some perception plus alertness difficulty 8. This would be hearing based, so the sight thing does not apply.
One success.
No successes.
Okay. No. Marcus, you hear quiet whispers. It sounds to be like 3 distinct voices.
Marcus is going to hold up 3 fingers to Byron.
Byron will look confused for half a second, then nod. And he finally got it.
3 voices.
Right. Byron will nod more emphatically this time.
No, I hear voices.
So how many guns do you guys have right now?
1, and I have it.
Right. Byron has a knife, and I guess Marcus does as well.
Yeah, I had my knife the entire time.
You don't have your gun with you now, Cripson?
I gave it
No.
to, I never got it back from Joseph, so he
Oh.
still has it.
And Marcus
Yeah,
is not
and I
carrying
wasn't-
around his light pistol, I think it is? Or whatever it is?
No, I'm not taking. I normally don't carry that around. Period.
Okay.
And that pistol is currently short 2 shots, right?
Yes.
Sure is.
So it would have, what, 14 rounds, assuming one was chambered. I don't, actually, let's just say Byron does not keep a chambered round. So I think it was 15 total, so 13 is what it has now?
Yeah.
Correct.
Do your characters wish to do anything else while you've done this? Everything else. Is there anything else you're looking to do?
Marcus is just listening and waiting for any indication of what they're going to do, or any like specific things they say.
Okay. There's too much of a distance, and the voices are being kept completely low for a reason. You cannot make out anything other than the fact that there are 3 distinct voices. They're all male.
Byron is going to signal, I mean, are there windows on the front of the building or just on the doorway?
There are a few windows, but they're closed with blinds, so you cannot see outside them. There is the windows for the main door, and they're peering out onto the night street. You don't see anything.
The reason I ask, is there a solid wall, hopefully brick, in this area that like say if Byron were to move there, would there be a wall that would protect him from outside there?
Sort of, but if someone was standing on, like, say, the opposing wall outside, they could peek in and get a shot at him pretty easily. Your best bet for cover would probably be behind the tables and desks.
All right. Well, I guess that's, I'm going to move a little bit more to the side just to make targeting tougher, because if people are whispering, no good can come of it. And wait.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure whether there's anything else your characters wish to do. Joseph, are you alright with just sitting there and obfuscating and waiting?
Yeah.
Alright then. With a sudden flurry of action, a shadowy type character charges from around the corner and absolutely annihilates the door. Stepping through is a tall, though not as tall as Marcus' figure, heavily muscled and tattoos, and wielding a powerful axe in both of his hands. Despite the fact that he is a dark-skinned man, his pallor as well as his stance indicates that he is a vampire, with a almost feral sort of gleam in his eyes and a supremely confident pose. Following and alongside him is a bearded man who is a more Latino in regards to that, carrying a light pistol. Also a vampire by his manner and pose, and by the very way he smells, with another feral gleam in his eyes, and confident. The third and perhaps most dangerous-looking man of the 3 is actually carrying a shotgun, clean-shaven and with a bald head, or rather very close-cropped, carrying a shotgun. And whereas the other 2, the man wielding the axe and the man wielding a pistol, look confident. He has that overwhelming, arrogant sneer that sort of cows mortals and perhaps even lesser vampires. And for that, I would like for you all to roll initiative.
Question first of all: do any of their hands look like the hands from the video?
No.
Okay, just getting that out of the way. I'm so sorry, Joseph. How do you have a +6? Wait. How high is your wits?
4, and my dex is 2, so don't I get 10 plus 6?
Yes, I
You
thought you
certainly
had.
do.
I thought you still had the increased dexterity. My bad.
Yeah.
No
Marcus,
problem.
Marcus gets to go slightly before Byron. And these characters, given the fact that they've just moved in, you were all expecting someone. I'll go ahead and put them last in the initiative. They're currently looking around. They've just completed their moves into here, and they're looking for targets. They have not been able to take any actions to fire just yet. They've all relocated themselves to be in here. Joseph, what would you like to do?
You do have a cell phone on you. Well, that's a dumb question. Ignore me.
Yeah, let's call the cops to a place that was fucked up by us earlier.
Well, there shouldn't be much remnants of our fuck up. I mean, it should be mostly cleaned up, right?
And if we get Mikhail, you...
Because this wouldn't become a crime scene that they'd investigate.
You know, what sort of things does David bring with him, like normally around, like in terms of like weaponry?
Just the knife.
So it's possible that David's knife might be down in the basement, but
Well, they both have knives already, and I'd be useless with one. I'd be better
Right.
with a pistol.
Say there's three of them. One is wielding a menacing axe, one has a pistol, and the other one, he's got an inch or two on Marcus, is wielding a shotgun.
I think you should turn the lights out.
I think just taking out the one with the shotgun first, concentrating everything on him, is probably going to be the main thing we would have to do. Um,
Not the one with the battle axe?
Battle axe can be dangerous, yes, but it also takes a lot of blood to get it up to that point. One with shotgun can be actually a lot more dangerous even to vampires because that bashing damage can knock you out, and that's all it takes to get you out of a fight.
It's worth
Yeah, but
noting
bashing
that
damage gets halved
yeah,
after soak.
it is, and it's worth noting that as these do very well appear to be vampires, they might have already taken time to invest blood points into their various physical attributes to augment themselves, knowing
It's the
that they would
smart
be
thing to
coming
do.
in here.
Okay, one blood to Dix, and I'm gonna take a shot at the guy with an axe.
Okay. You just shooting at him, or are you trying to aim for a specific location?
Yeah, I'm gonna take shot to head.
Okay. That goes ahead and adds +2 to your difficulty roll, so you're looking to meet a difficulty of 8. And you're worth noting, you are obfuscated. This will reveal you.
Yeah. So doing that right now, or going?
No, you're not doing it right
Okay.
now. I just wanted to make clear that
Yeah.
it will reveal you. Byron,
Yeah.
what would you like to do? These guys do not have any actions left, and they will actually be acting last. It was sort of a, so we'll just say that you guys get to have the superiority over them.
Right. And they definitely look like they have violence on their minds. They don't want to talk at all.
Well, 3 vampires suddenly burst into your domain, one wielding an axe, one wielding a pistol, and the other one wielding a shotgun. What would you do?
Right. Ah,
Sounds like a setup for a joke.
yeah, really. Well, I mean, Byron does not have many blood points to spend anymore. If he spends even 3, he's going to have to start making rolls. So, I guess he's going to try to dominate the guy with the axes, and the word will be halt.
Okay. Alright, I'll halt. Marcus?
I'm spending a point of blood for celerity.
Alright.
And since they've already taken their action for this round, correct?
They certainly have.
So my first action is going to be to sprint forward and knife the guy with the shotgun. And then my
Okay.
second action is going to be to run as fucking fast as far away as possible.
All right. In that case, we'll let it be done. Marcus's goes first. Marcus leaps over the desk and perhaps even surprises these guys because they thought they were moving quietly, and approaches the most menacing of the lot. That is a successful hit with 3 successes there. To add to
So
your
that
damage.
means it's strength +1 +3, so 6 dice.
Strength +1, yeah. Ordinarily, these guys are wearing reinforced clothing, which provides an armor rating of 1, but you will probably decimate this guy's armor with this attack. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's going to destroy the armor, but it'll give him an additional die. Let's see here. You, Marcus, leaps over. Describe your action that you're taking here with your attack.
I'm thinking as they burst in through the door, I'm going to vault on over my desk. Them still being all cocky and thinking they're getting the drop on us, I'm going to sprint over, knife clutched in my right hand, and then I'm going to stab it into the guy's stomach. Or,
Okay.
abdomen region.
Alright, let's go ahead and see his defense rolls at an additional of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. That appears that he is 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a success canceled because of the 1. He absorbs everything you did. You stab him with the knife, and with a series of quick lacerations, you decimate his clothing so that it no longer provides a further armor protection for him to a soak value. But it appears that you have done no significant damage to him at all. Byron, you're up.
All right, I'll just roll, see if I can halt him.
Okay. Well, is not only does the man with the axe, you say,
Right.
he stops in place. He dropped his axe. So axe guy no longer has an axe. And he is cursing at you now as he clutches his head, stamping his feet in frustration. Perhaps not intelligent enough that, he could have just used I don't know, something that might have helped him. Perhaps he was just being over arrogant in that regards. Joseph, you're up.
Will shooting him in the face make the dominate any less effective, like over the next few turns, if he's going to not do anything?
I thought you said you were shooting at the shotgun guy, not the axe guy. But regardless, the answer is you don't know.
Well, then I'm still going to maintain shooting at axe guy, unless you... I thought I said I switched it to
It's
axe
fine. You can
guy,
shoot the axe
but-
guy. It's perfectly fine.
I remember shotgun, but maybe you did switch it at the very end. I'm not sure.
We'll just go ahead and go with it.
Okay.
That is going to be a 1-degree success hit. Well, no, you're shooting for his head, then no, it's a failure. And Marcus, you go ahead and get your celerity action.
I'm just doing some math here, so it's 4 times 3, so I can move 32 feet divided by 2. That's 16 squares I can move and take an action.
Certainly can.
Okay. I'm just going to figure out where 16 squares is.
Okay.
All right. I think for my action, I'm going to pick up the axe and then run.
All right. I don't have a problem with that. He completely dropped it, and he's clutching his head. You pick up the axe. Where would you like to move? Okay.
That is
Picking up
16.
the axe does take an action, so yeah, that's fine.
Are you heading towards the basement?
No, I'm just getting as far away as possible.
Okay.
Because if that guy has 8 dice to soak, I don't want to be anywhere near him.
Duck behind cover, perhaps, to avoid the shotgun.
He's already used his action.
I mean, I've put distance between me and him, so it's about
Yeah.
as good as I can get now.
Fair enough.
You'll probably just go after a closer vampire. Okay, that takes care of the first round of actions then. Second round, Axe Guy has been halted for at least the time being. With no axe, he's currently clenching his head and seething in frustration. It is possible that this will be the only turn he remains stagnant. As for Shotgun Guy, he plans on moving towards Joseph to shoot him, and the Pistol Guy plans on moving towards Byron to shoot him. Joseph, what would you like to do?
Back up as far as I can. Well, no, at this range, it's not going to be able to move far enough to really affect the range. I guess I'll just be taking another shot. Plus another point to Dex.
Okay, who are you shooting at?
The shotgun guy this time.
Are you aiming at anywhere in particular?
Yes, head.
Okay. Byron, what would you like to do?
I am going to back up to this table when it's my turn. I will yell. Hopefully people in the basement will hear. I'll say we're under attack. And I will try to, that is a free action, right? Yelling.
Sure.
And then I'll try the same Hulk trick on the guy with the shotgun. Leave myself open to get pummeled by the guy I did it before, but hey, whatever.
Okay. Marcus, what would you like to do?
I don't know exactly where everyone's going to move, so my plan is to get into as good of a position as I can to maybe throw something.
What are you looking to throw?
I don't know, something to distract them.
There's probably not going to be anything that you can throw in here that's going to distract them away from what they're going to be doing in here.
Alright, since then I'm going to try to move into a position where I can... You know what? I think I'll spend another point of blood for celerity, and on my first turn I'm going to move into a more advantageous position, and the second turn I will attack them.
It's also worth noting you can delay your actions until after an opponent takes his. If you have a higher initiative, you can yield. If you so chose to. It's up to you, of course.
I think I will yield my action this turn.
Okay. Marcus is go ahead and is waiting for things to develop. Byron, feel free to move and act accordingly.
So, speaking of Byron's Hulk trick, one of my favorite commands for people wielding semi-automatic or automatic weapons is
Unload
to
them?
give them the command to reload, because unload might mean they just empty the entire magazine at you.
Oh, that's a fair call. Good one.
So
Yeah.
Okay. Byron, go ahead and do your little thing here that you're trying to do. Let's see. Manipulation plus intimidation difficulty equals the target's current willpower points. This actually does not phase the shotgun guy.
Well, dang.
Assuming the 1 and 10 cancel out there, and then the 6, 7, and 7.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what difficulty.
Yeah,
you're running
yeah.
with that.
The 10 is the only success there, and the 1 cancels that out. It's not enough to do it.
Right.
In that case, Joseph, you're up. That is enough to shoot him in the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Shotgun guy getting shot in the head is going to... Let's see here.
Nice shot. I wish you would have gotten that on me the first time you shot.
See, since this actually hit, since it's a headshot, it's 4 degrees. That's 4 successes there. He is he's overconfident, arrogant. He's not going to attempt to abort that action. So go ahead and roll your damage. That's
So
a plus 1 because you shot him in the head, and plus 4 due to your 4 successes there.
And the 4 because it's a light pistol.
Right, yeah. 4 plus 4 plus 1. 9. 9 dice. Two.
-1.
Yeah, I already factored in the -1. The 10 and the 7 are your 2 successes there.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And, let's see, he soaks all of that. You shoot him in the face, and, just like seemingly what happens before with, whenever you shot David, the pistol grazes off, scooping out a bit of the very closely cropped hair. And the shotgun guy is fully affirmed of the fact that going after you was the next best move for him, which is how he's going to be moving now. Would you like to attempt to do something, Marcus? You just got to have delay until after they act, and then have your your delayed action, and then your celerity action.
I kind of don't want shotgun guy to shoot. But I don't want shotgun guy to shoot the Joseph.
Crimson,
Can
are you holding down on your token? Like, you constantly have it selected, because your name is flashing on it. There we go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's because I used the arrow keys to move them. I guess it keeps you
Alright.
selected or something.
There's no way that you're going to stop this guy from shooting unless you manage to completely wreck his fucking day.
Well, I do know what his one action is going to be. He's going to be attempting to shoot Joseph.
Yes.
And I do know that I can sprint back across the room again, as crazy as this is, and attempt to knife him again.
You certainly could do that.
Which is
Well,
what I think.
You
Go
have
ahead.
an axe now.
Oh, I could use the axe.
You could certainly do. You picked that up.
I will attempt to use the axe to axe guy the shotgun guy.
Okay. Alright.
That is
Marcus had run away, and now he runs back up thinking, oh yeah, I have an axe in hand. I'm gonna get you!
pretty much. It looks like I've got
Two successes. You have 2 successes. He will not attempt to abort. He is very confident in himself.
So what kind of bonus does an axe give?
Strength plus 3 lethal? Three successes.
Four. Well, -1, yeah, 3.
1, 2, 3. The axe, you further shreds his reinforced clothing, and you cut him, and it seems as if it did nothing to stop him. And now they'll actually be taking their actions as they declared them. Shotgun guy is going to be moving to, here, basically. And he is going to let fire on Joseph. That is 2 successes for his damage, and he's not directly aiming this. Someone's in a. Is this a TPK? I don't know. For damage, that's he rolls an additional 2 dice on top of that due to his successes.
Let's see, is my corpse still stashed in the basement?
No, Craig took it to Joseph's chapel, I think.
That's
There you
gonna
go.
be
It's
that's
probably
gonna
not
be
going to be a TPK.
that's gonna be 5 potential bashing damage, barring your soak, and of course you'll be able to round down because it's bashing. But we'll wait to see how many successes you have on your soak. Okay, you take 5 rounded down is 2. You lose 2 of your 7 things of health due to bashing damage. As the shotgun, the blast of it just riddles your body. At that situation, you're injured. You're mildly inhibited. That halves your maximum running speed, and of course you have a die pull penalty of 1. Pistol
But you can't.
guy is going to do as he had planned on doing. He's going to take position here and attempt to shoot at Marcus. That's going to be 4 successes, which will add to his dice. That's going to be good job with all those dice. The shot hits you and does nothing. And
Last
Axe
thing I want
Guy.
to be is
And Axe Guy's holding his head. Your celerity action, as you had committed, was to running away again, or were you still? Did you say you were still going to go after someone?
I think my accelerate action was originally going to be to attack someone again.
Okay, you said. I'm pretty sure you said the shotgun guy because you didn't want to have anything to do with him at all.
Yeah.
Okay, then
So
feel free to move accordingly.
so I'm going to attack the shotgun guy, correct?
Yep, go ahead and move over to his position to attack him.
I am attacking him from behind.
Yes. Well, then again, your back is faced to him too. If we're gonna go by that rule, huh? Change your facing. There you go.
So what does being behind someone give me a bonus to?
Additional 2 dice on the attack roll.
It's nice.
Is that factoring in all the attack dice?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay, and I'm rolling...
Strength plus 3 plus 5.
I'm
So
rolling
strength
10
plus 8.
dice.
You're almost what David would do.
Well, with those ones there, it doesn't look too good.
Looks like 2 successes for damage.
I'm seeing 3, then... Oh, yeah, you're right. 2 successes.
He successfully absorbs that axe attack that you've delivered to his backside. Again, not phasing him at all. And that takes care of your celerity action, so we're back to declaring. A shotgun guy has potentially realized that the man with the axe is going to be a bigger deal on this one. He's being a dick and everything. So shotgun guy has eyes for you now, Marcus. You've attracted his attention.
Alright.
Axe guy is who's now unarmed guy is actually still phased by this. Although this will be the last round that this halt command will affect him. Pistol guy will continue to go after Byron. Joseph, what would you like to do?
I'd like to put a bullet back of Shotgun Guy's head.
Okay. Byron, what would you like to do?
Hmm. I was trying to figure out a way that I could get the guy to eject the clip out of his gun with Dominate, but I don't know if just the word eject would work. I mean, eject what? He's not flying a helicopter. But then he could. I have the
Just
ejector
tell him to
seat.
reload.
Polish ejector seat. What?
Reload.
That just chambers another round, though. I mean, if it's a semi-automatic pistol, it could have, 10, 15 rounds in it. So not sure if that buys a lot of time.
Well, it would probably lead to a magazine swap, actually, which would probably eat his entire action for the round.
Well, just reloading one round would make the magazine swap?
Are you assuming that he would just cycle in a new round? Because that's not reloading.
Fair enough. All right. I'll give him that then. Reload.
All right, Marcus, what would you like to do?
Well, first things first, I'm going to be spending a point of blood and to put up my stamina by 1.
Okay.
All that blood I worked to get,
It's a good
Now
thing
it's-
you did, too.
it's going away. Okay, and I also think I'm definitely going to be spending another point, such celerity again.
All right, your 13th generation, you can only spend 1 blood point per turn.
True, but I thought, no, celerity accounts for that. Yeah, wait. Yeah. But no, Grimith, you gave away my generation.
You already did that by the fact that you have a blood pool of 10. You revealed it in the last session. And I need to correct you if you're doing it wrong, which you are.
Okay. Well, since I can't
Sick
take...
burn.
Idea. What do I need to roll to make a clinch?
Strength plus brawl.
4 dice.
Lynch is strength plus brawl, yes.
And it is, by the way, a really useful maneuver to know if you have high brawl.
But it's worth noting, he might be stronger than you are, so getting him into a clinch might not allow him to use a shotgun. But, you know.
True, but if it's already revealed he already has a lot more stamina and stuff than me, so I don't know. I guess I'll just ask him a question.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you're not going to shave it for later?
Ugh. Those were really punderwhelming.
Before we even start our actions, Byron will yell out, hopefully people in the base just say, get out. They're going to have to run through this room, so who knows if they will. But
You want them to leave by entering the combat zone. Would you like to perhaps rethink your statement?
I'd like them to enter the combat zone.
yeah, I mean, he yelled last turn that we're under attack.
Right. What do you think? What do you want Evelyn to do? Throw her glass? Is that one of them, or what?
Well,
I know
has-
Rain's still here.
Are you saying that she's branched out from throw rock into throw glasses? Because that's kind of a tricky discipline to learn.
Well, for one, it would actually blind her.
I
Yeah,
know,
well,
like I said, it's a tricky discipline.
She's got the Australian throw glasses technique, so she can do it over and over.
All right, whatever.
Don't come
Marcus,
back.
you're up. Go ahead and do your axing attack.
Is he still facing away from me?
Yes, for the time being.
Fuck that bitch up.
I rolled 0 successes.
When you said "fuck that bitch up," what you actually meant was to channel the power of David Green.
Yo. He didn't botch. Okay?
He did not botch. That is correct. Byron, you're up.
The power of David Green is nothing but tons of successes and botches.
I just want to hurt this man.
Yeah, no offense, Sean. I mean, Byron mainly wants Evelyn to get out of there safely, but I guess he takes it all back. So, and that's my role for him to reload. And if that doesn't succeed, then I give up.
No, that's a success. Joseph?
I'm gonna spend blood to heal. I can heal in the middle of combat, right?
Well, you already declared your action of what you were gonna do, which was shoot him, right?
Right, but spending blood's a reflexive action. It doesn't stop me from taking my action, right?
You... Let me find the exact section. Here we go. A character may attempt to heal while performing other actions, but this requires success on a stamina plus survival reflexive roll. Difficulty 8.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
keep boosting
If you
my...
wanted to heal, you would have had to concentrate and do nothing for one full turn, which would have been what you needed to declare doing.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. Then I'm just gonna keep going ahead with boosting my dex up.
Okay. So, you counting up all the dice you have?
Yeah.
Alright. Looks like 2 successes to me, unless you're trying to shoot for his head, in which case, that's none.
Yeah, I was.
Alright, you fail to connect with your pistol. The shot is wild.
Well, if he's
Please
also
feel...
aiming...
Oh, sorry,
Never
go on.
mind. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I just gotta say, just make sure you keep track of how many shots you have left in it, like maybe in like the token description or something. There's like a little label box, like below your name and the GM name. So it's something that you can put in there. I don't
Yeah.
expect you to run out of shots for the purposes of this. Pistol guy is fucking, he is no longer able to do anything he wanted to do with Byron. He is now taking his action to reload his fucking gun. Unarmed guy, still standing there, confused, although he's shaken off of it now. Shotgun guy has realized that perhaps this was not exactly the best position for him to move in. Pedals a bit towards the door, actually back to the unarmed guy, so that his back is facing outside, and lets loose on Marcus. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 successes with the shotgun attack. You have a celerity action. Would you like to attempt abort to dodge?
Yes.
That's
Oh
a
God,
willpower
yes.
difficulty 6, or you have to spend one of your temporary willpower, which I will allow you to do, if you so wish.
If I'm rolling willpower, I'm rolling 4 dice, correct?
Yes, you're rolling your permanent willpower.
I'll just spend a point of willpower.
Okay. That takes you down to 1 temporary point of willpower left. You may not completely dodge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes, but you can reduce the amount by which he hits you.
So is this a dexterity plus athletics check?
Yes. One. He only hits you with 6 successes instead of 7.
Whoa-ho.
Looks like 7 total successes after subtracting the ones.
I guess.
Which will only factor into 3 points of bashing damage you get your soak, of course.
I soak none of it.
In that case, rounded down, you take 3 points of 3 points of bashing damage to your health. This puts you at the wounded state, which has a -2 dice pool penalty. Joseph is suffering from a -1 die pool penalty. You suffer significant damage, and you may not run, though you can still walk. At this level, a character may only move or attack. He always loses dice when moving and attacking in the same turn. Okay. In that case, we are back to declaring things. Shotgun guy, seeing that Marcus has been significantly weakened there, is going to go back to firing at Joseph with the gun. He doesn't think Marcus is too much of a threat now. Pistol guy, who's been busy fussing with his pistols, gonna try this whole concept of maybe hurting Byron again. And the unarmed guy is a little upset after what was been done to his head. He's gonna see if he can get himself into a position to punch Byron as well. Joseph, what would you like to do?
I'd like to take a turn to heal.
Okay. In that case, you can restore one of your points of bashing damage for your character, and of course it costs a blood point.
That'll let me run again, right? Or they'll run at my full speed again, right?
Yes. You'd still have a -1 to your dice pool penalty due to being hurt. No, sorry.
Yeah, that I'm looking at.
I've made mistakes a bit with my calculations here. Whenever I looked at the health levels chart, I thought that the top level was full health, and I looked up and it's just bruised instead. I misread. Let's see, you're only hurt, and Marcus is actually injured instead of wounded. Marcus is the one who has his have maximum running speed, and you're significantly hurt but suffer no movement hindrance. So if you want to do something else instead, you still have a -1 to your die pool, but you're not actually slowed down. My apologies on that front.
Okay, then I'm gonna spend another point to Dex, and I'm going to be running past them, trying to get them to follow me, screaming at them, hoping to get them to come chase me out of the building.
Okay. Byron, what would you like to do?
That kind of coincides with what I was going to do. I'm going to run towards the back stairs there, and I'm going to try to tell that guy to reload again. So that's what I move. Oh, and also as a reflexive action, I'll put 2 blood points, which brings me down to 3, 1 away from a hunger check to dexterity. So that's 4 dex, and so I move half. What is that? Is that 16, or do I have, well, isn't it 4 times dex plus 20 for running?
Yes, it's 4 times dex plus 20.
All right, so I can move Steen and still try to get this guy to reload, maybe. Well, I have to make eye contact, so can I do that? Can I run and turn around, or do that then run, or what can I do?
I don't think so, no. That seems a bit too absurd for me.
Yeah, I agree. Can I move at all if I do that?
You're supposed to be taking like a position of power and like trying to hold his attention. You don't very well do that. Be like, ah! Oh, by the way, reload again.
Fair enough. I'll try to get him to reload again. Just stay put then, I guess.
Okay. Marcus?
I'm gonna spend a turn healing, and I'm gonna try to bust my ass out of a window. I don't know if
Okay.
I can physically do that, but that's what I want to do.
You do know that in order to do an action as well as attempt to heal, you're gonna have to make a stamina plus survival at difficulty 8.
I'll try.
Well, since it's your turn now, in that case, go ahead and make a stamina plus survival reflexive roll at difficulty 8.
I succeed.
Keep in mind though that the dice may have your die pool may end up being divided if you're gonna try to be doing this.
Actually, I need to roll 2 less dice because I'm injured.
Well, no, the 6 and the 10. Well, I guess you still got the same thing there. Yeah, that's it's the fact that you there's the fewer dice. You only lose one. I'd mislabeled how many points you had with the health damage, but yeah, that's fine. You do that and you restore one of your points of health. And what you were trying to do in the process of this was attempt to leap out of one of the windows.
Yes, if need be, bust through it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a See, you're running here. Give me a strength plus athletics difficulty 6 as you're trying to jump out this window. Okay. You are now outside, which I didn't exactly prepare for the crazy eventuality of. I don't know. I never do this shit right. Let's go ahead and get some vision here for all of you.
Sorry, is it on me now?
Not yet. I'm trying to make Marcus's vision display alright.
Okay, no problem. I got distracted for a second. I just heard silence.
Can you see yourself outside the building, Marcus?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Alright. There you go. You're outside. In that case, it's your turn, Byron.
Oh, goody.
No. That is not good enough. You don't botch that, but the 5 was not good enough to stop him.
Right.
Joseph?
Okay, so I'm gonna run straight. Basically screaming and trying to get them to chase me. Screaming
Okay.
obscenities and anything I can think of.
You go out into the street at like 4:15, 4:20 at night, screaming at the top of your lungs.
Well, I mean, there's been shotgun blasts heard, so...
I know. I was just making sure that I understood what he was doing.
The screaming's a little bit of a less of a worry at the moment.
Okay, well,
You know,
Shotgun Guy was coming after you anyway. So what he ends up doing is okay, you end up moving there.
Let me. I don't know how far I can run. What's
That'll be
max
fine.
running?
20 plus dexterity times 3. Keep in mind the doorway has to be accessible. You wouldn't be able to move through their spaces. You can use the space bar to waypoint yourself while you have your token dragged, should you so wish it.
Can I go through the window?
You're gonna have to make a dexterity plus athletics. He's kind of also in the way of that. You just want to make sure you properly angle yourself so you jump through it. Otherwise, you'll like smack into the wall or something.
Dex athletics should be fine. I've got Dex 6 right now.
But you already declared that you were going outside and running, so you have to do that.
Yeah, just how do I go outside?
You do as you said by, I suppose you can do that, if you so wished. You said you're going to run away, scream at the top of your lungs through the main door. So I figured that's what we were going with, what you said you were going to do, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch a lot of that.
Yeah, it cut out.
Interesting. I thought we were going with what you said you were going to do, which was going through the front door, running away and screaming, not jumping through a window.
Oh, yeah, okay, I can do that too. So it's 20 Dex 6 times what? 4?
No. 20 plus dexterity times 3.
Times 3. So 6 times 3 is...
18.
Plus 20 is the
38.
.24 right there.
What has my map become?
A mess.
A mess. That is right.
That's one nice looking sheet.
Okay. Pistol guy, we'll go ahead and take care of him first. He's going to fire at Byron. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees of success, which add to his damage roll. Which is 1 damage, which you don't even have to make a soaking roll for. You absorb that just fine. You just have a bullet impact your skin. That's all.
Okay.
The unarmed guy is fast enough to move around as such so that he is now behind you. And as you've noticed, you've somehow run out of friends. They've left you.
Right.
1, 2, 3, and he's got 2 dice because it's a rear attack. 4 successes, which add to his damage. Okay, that's potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage before your soak roll, which is stamina at difficulty 6.
All right. Does my reinforced suit do anything, or did you take that into account rather?
No, that'll give you a +1 die to your soak roll, but it's worth noting that the reinforced clothing will be done after this.
Right.
Let's see, that's 1 success. Your reinforced clothing no longer has armor value, and rounding down, that's 2 health levels lost due to bashing damage. Alright. As for the shotgun guy, he was going after Joseph. Let's see, let me check to make sure how far he can move. Shotgun guy runs out a considerable distance behind Joseph, and that is certainly within the range of the shotgun. Shotgun guy fires at Joseph here, out in the street. Looks like 2, 3, 4 successes. Alright, the entire line cancels out there. Potentially 3 bashing damage, which would be rounded down after you soak. So go ahead and make your stamina roll. Okay, you good. That goes ahead and gets rounded down. You take a further point of bashing damage to your health, which now puts you at the injured state, which halves your maximum running speed. Okay. Next round, shotgun guy is continuing to pursue Joseph. Pistol guy and unarmed guy see a good advantage they have against Byron, and they will go after him. Joseph, what would you like to do?
Keep running. I just want to get him away from everything. At
Oh,
this point, as long as he's chasing me, I'm not spending so much time screaming. I'd rather people not see me if possible.
okay. Byron, what would your character like to do?
I do the same. I run 32 squares, whatever feet rather, try to go through the back door. So this direction.
Okay, the back door is through that side of the stairwell. If you wanted to try to go through there, if you want to separate like that, but these two are still going to be hot on your heels. It's possible they might
Right.
very well be able to outrun you if you're going to separate from the group.
Well, I mean, can I actually run? See, my thought was that if I'm here, I have to, like, I guess I could run around the desk and jump out the window. I
You
guess
can
I
just
can.
go through the front door. The front door is right here.
All right.
Yeah, you can go outside the street, but you're not moving right now, of course.
No, I'll just leave myself right there for now. Where was I? Here, I guess. There.
Okay. Marcus, what would you like to do? No one appears to have come out and pursue you, but the shotgun guy is certainly hunting down Joseph. And you are the most effective combatant with all those blood points left.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good a combatant I am if the guy just shrugs off everything I throw at him. I guess having high stamina and fortitude will do that for you.
Well, it's not for he spent his blood points to increase his stuff.
Yep.
I mean, certainly, these guys definitely don't go around having 6 stamina available to them the entire time.
What? Of course they do.
What's the thing? I can't get up to that level in a decent amount of time before it all happens.
Right.
And it means if I want to be anywhere near good, I have to spend points on celerity, and I'm already taking a -1 because I am bruised right now.
I
So I have to
understand.
heal. So I have to heal as well. So that means I literally don't have enough blood points to literally do everything I need to do.
Right. Which is why, there was the whole option of, did you guys want to do anything to possibly spend blood points while your characters were lying in wait? In that case, what would your character like to do?
I honestly don't know.
I'm only paying half attention because, I'm in torpor at the moment, but has anyone tried surrendering yet?
No, they haven't, but these guys obviously have clearly invaded their domain, and they came with violent weapons, so perhaps they didn't think that was an option.
I mean,
True.
here's the thing: you want to surrender every vampire that walks in your domain.
It really doesn't matter. These guys, I am almost certain that these guys are not going to accept any kind of surrender.
And at this point, we can. At this point,
I mean,
at this point, my entire idea is that he's just going to run and he's just going to tell the sheriff. He knows what everyone looks like.
I mean,
Okay.
that's definitely a solid option. He'd be healed by the time he got there.
Well, if he took the time to spend the blood
Right.
points to heal, yeah.
I mean, he's going to spend a point now and heal and then just move what he can because
Well, you can't
whatever.
move at all unless you wanted to take it requires you to that be doing the only thing you do. Unless you want to make that stamina plus survival difficulty 8.
I'll try making that again.
Okay.
I do get a -1 because I am still injured or hurt.
Right. Or you can just choose not to move. No, you succeed. You use a blood point and restore one of the bashing health damages that have been taken off. Well, you will. In that case, it would be your turn first, so you go ahead and do just that. Byron, go ahead and do whatever it is you wanted to do.
I'm running as far and as fast as I can out the front. So is each one of these blocks one movement, or do I do another
They have a
movement?
1-2-1 attitude to them if you travel along 2 diagonals. But I'll show you,
Oh,
whenever you're using the spacebar while you're dragging things, you can set little waypoints so that you can better calculate things.
okay. So it would be around here, because I've got 32 movement with the 4 current decks, and so right there.
All right, Joseph. At this point, I'll just go ahead and move your token off the map. Shotgun guy will be attempting to follow. He won't actually move after you. He will give you one parting shot. That's just within reach for him. Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll that now. In that case, you're looking at 1 point of bashing damage by the looks of it, which you don't have to roll to soak. You automatically do that because it's rounded down. The final shotgun blast given by the guy as he stops pursuing you so much, just grazes your back, but since due to your vampire unholy fortitude, doesn't do a whole lot to you. The unarmed guy apparently doesn't actually end up making it out of the door. Perhaps he aborted to simply do nothing. And the pistol guy ends up taking an action to step out long enough to shoot at Byron. And he will not be giving chase, so long as Byron continues to keep running away. That's 6 successes. Which factor into 1, 2, 3, potentially, well, there's 4 bashing damage on the table right now before it gets rounded down. In that case, it's 3 rounded down. You take a further point of bashing damage to your health, which puts you at 4 out of 7.
Oh, I thought that put me at 3 out of 7, because I took 2 from the guy beating
Right,
me.
so now you're at 5 out of 7. An additional 1 point of bashing damage puts you at 4 out of 7. You have more health.
Oh, there. Great.
Yeah.
I was listening. I thought
It does mean that you actually at this point can't run, but you can still no.
Right.
You can still walk. Regardless, these will actually end up being the parting shots, as you all end up scattering. They do not end up giving a whole lot of pursuit. Just other than to make sure that once you've all have dived into the very shadows or whatever, as soon as Joseph rounds a corner, he can obfuscate, and the shotgun guy would lose track of him.
I wasn't that intending to obfuscate. I wanted a shotgun guy to chase me. If not, I wanted to then obfuscate and head back. I'm actually more worried about the retainers getting out than myself and the other 2.
Okay. You can certainly do that, if you so wish. As soon as you're out of sight, then it does not seem to be the shotgun guy is following you. No longer use that damn map. What ends up happening is a situation where the three characters end up gathering together and realizing that things may have gone awry for whatever it was that they were planning, as they were thinking it'd be just a quick a job for them. They rile around a bit in the first floor. You creep down into the basement. It looks as if the 2 retainers, Evelyn and Rain, managed to escape through the back entrance on that first floor stairwell while everything was being distracted. So they're fine. They've gone scattering, as was suggested they do so. But eventually, it doesn't take that long before the 3 gentlemen head back into their dark blue sedan that does not have a license plate, and they quickly tear out before police end up arriving as a result of all the shotgun fire and other armaments.
You should have knifed their tires.
I didn't know which car was theirs.
Yeah, wouldn't we never saw Get Out? There's no way we'd be able to guess which car on the street is. There's probably at least a couple
My
of cars.
fault, the tires.
Let's see.
That's
Could have been that. It could have been like the dark blue sedan awkwardly parked due to the sudden screeching or whatever. I don't know. Regardless, it was something that no one ever ended up thinking of. So there you go. At this point, we'll go ahead and take another 5-minute break for you guys if you wanted to get something to drink or process things or what have you.
Okay.
At this point, I'm looking at the chat for potential questions. We've actually gone through 2 serious combat situations now in this session. The first of which was not something that I thought would happen, but the second one was a damn near certainty after everything the party's done. And there are
Man,
certainly there are certainly reasons for they ended up tracking you guys down.
if that first one didn't happen, this second one would have likely gone dramatically differently.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt you guys would have been at a blood pool at maximum -1, but that's assuming. I mean, you still ended up here at O'Malley's real estate. Who knows what might have been different had David managed to keep control of himself.
David would still be there.
Yeah, that's true. What happens in the case of a total party kill? Well, everyone meets final death, and the chronicle comes to a close, and all of the party laments over the situation where I thrust power overwhelming. You think I gave them a well enough chance like spin blood pool, right, David? Aaron?
What do you mean?
It's just like, before a potential combat situation occurred, they had several turns by which they could have invested their blood points had they chose to do so, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, if they wanted to, they could have buffed themselves up, but they were mostly taking tactical positions and waiting to see what was going to happen.
Right. I just wanted to make sure I did give the opportunity. It wasn't like, a vampire suddenly raided and they were like completely overwhelmed from the get-go.
Oh, sure. I mean, I think that some of them might have been assuming that it wasn't necessarily going to be as bad as it was, and were preserving their blood pools because of that. Um, but that's more of a judgment error, I think.
Well, I mean, I need to step out again, but I was overhearing that. Byron only had 5 in his blood pool, so
I understand that you guys went through a lot of blood points through dealing with David, and then, Marcus went out to hunt. Joseph and Byron stayed there, so you might not have had a whole lot of blood points to spend. I just wanted to I thought I at least gave Marcus the chance.
I mean, if they were willing to go down into starving range, they could have buffed themselves up as well.
Yeah.
yeah, it's starting next night. Byron is going to be hurt and hungry, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to be fun, man.
I'm generally of the opinion that if you have blood points, you should spend them. When needed, obviously.
That's it's a little bit harder for me to get a hold of blood, so
I know.
at least in the middle of things. So I'm a little bit more cautious with Joseph's problem than I would normally be. But yeah, other than that, I would normally totally agree.
I just want to make clear, this was a situation that was planned based on everything that had happened in the prior sessions, from the fact that Joseph's character had been tracked, and then vehicle ends up being followed back to where these vampires assumed that there was a meeting of vampires they wanted to visit with weaponry.
And I certainly got that impression from the fact that everyone came sort of pre-statted and with their own icons and stuff.
Right.
I felt like this was the other shoe dropping.
Yeah, if I get my hands on whoever did this, I'm gonna lose another humanity.
Zazing.
Byron might be with you because he's a little twerked because, I mean, they came in his house, roughed up his people. He's ticked.
I'm actually wondering what will happen if we don't time skip long enough for David to be out of torpor yet.
In this case, if you guys wish to do that, there's not going to be a problem with that. Just want I suppose, a healthy discourse of things that your characters might be doing now that someone has raided your turf. David, of course, as you know, he's taking a nap. He'll be back in a month.
What? No, no, no. He's doing plenty of things.
You
I'll
know.
tell you about it later.
That's right, but just a comprehensive list of what Marcus might end up being trying to do now that things have changed so dramatically, what Byron ends up trying to do, and what Joseph ends up trying to do.
I mean, unless we end up having a much shorter time skip than that.
And if you
I don't
guys want to
necessarily
end up
want
skipping the session next week, so you have more time to think about that, that's fine with me. If you're all even still interested in playing. It's just a case of, we're going to be skipping a lot of time so that Aaron can actually start playing again with the party.
Right. I mean, here's the thing. I don't necessarily want everyone to skip when they wouldn't necessarily have just so that I could rejoin. But at the same time, I obviously can't play a person in torpor. So I'd kind of want to, see what everyone else wants to do.
What Byron intends to do is, now, let's see, he has no money till the end of the month. His business, which would take care of his day-to-day needs, is now in shambles.
Insurance will cover some of this.
It's just an interesting situation of how you guys would end up claiming that, right?
Yeah, I mean, they'd have to have an insurance adjuster come and take a look.
Yeah, a lot of it, I think, would be on Evelyn. Hold on, I gotta move my cat.
It's fine.
But yeah, most of it's going to be probably Byron through Evelyn or on his own trying to piece back together the business somehow, and that's going to take a while. I mean, that's not. I don't know that he's going to be doing much else, so it's entirely possible that a month goes by where that's all he's doing.
All right. Seems that Jordan's been doing a great job, as well as Sean, of fielding questions in the chat for people. It's self-defense can count as a justification to prevent humanity loss. In situations like that, it can also be a situation where it might not count. Just because, if you're truly adverse to killing someone, if your humanity's that high, then finding a justification of that, like a rationalization, could very well be cause for a conscience roll. It just depends on the situation that, as Aaron likes to call it, timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly. But once you get into, once you're at Humanity 5, if you accidentally drink a human being dry because you're starving, that's okay.
Yeah, accidentally. It's not like you can just go around drinking people dry.
Right.
You're just like, well, it happens. These things happen. Accidents happen. But anyway, in the months, the only thing that Marcus actually has planned, besides, helping rebuild this entire operation, is the party tomorrow, which he might not even go to now because of this whole shit.
Right. There might be a loss of some frowny faces basically made if Marcus refuses the generous invitation, but it's up to him.
I mean, Marcus is going to go to the sheriff first and foremost to tell him what happened because this is probably a Sabbat raid, I'm assuming.
Right. Let's go ahead and actually get back into the session now with talking about this stuff.